Well, I'm pretty excited to bring this to you this week. This is the Diawa Double Clutch 75 SP. The design on this thing is just outrageous. The closer you look, the better it gets. And you can see the raised gill cage there, 3D holographic eye, the etched scale pattern. It's got an internal foil finish on some of them. Some of them have just got that external pearl paint job. I'll show you a couple others as we go through the review. Probably the best thing about this is just the attention to detail on the design. It is a finesse bait, but what you get out of this thing is just amazing. The speed that you can pull this at. It's got a very different shaped bib, and it's got to have that because of the shape of the lure. It's very thin. It's about 10 mil high and wide in its profile. The componentry is very light. It's a finesse bait design mainly for like the brim fishers and even flathead and that sort of thing, but I'm using it for jacks in the cooler months or right at the very start of a season. So just got to be really careful. I've upgraded those trebles. It comes with chemically sharpened, just very light trebles though. It's just mesmerising that you won't believe the colour. Your eyes just sort of look at it, and the closer you look, it sort of changes on you a little bit. It works hard like a lure should. The cadence is really high and true, and you can just sit it there suspending perfectly flat, just like I like it. If you've seen my Jack DVD, then you'll know that's what I'm all about with these lures. When you're casting it, geez, it's like a first serve from Rafa. It goes direct straight to where you want it, and it's fast, and then it'll just get right into the snag. It's always going to hit its mark, because if you have a look, in there is a casting chamber that's on a wire, so it's not throwing the lure around, it's keeping it directly straight on the way to the snag. It's one of the things I really love about this, and probably the X factor with it in terms of its castability and repeatability on the way into a snag. Something with a big bib like this that's only so small, generally they're going to want to float about. But this double clutch knows how to find home. It's got some really cool colour and finishes that are just being released now. These are some of the older ones that are still my favourites. Caught a jack on this one. You might be able to pick up, I don't know, let's have a look, see if you can see some of the scars on it. Let's have a look. I can just pick that up. This one's been well used. My favourite for jacks is the gold one as well, but they all work really well. You're going to empty your pockets with these things. I think I've paid about 30, 35 bucks for these, which is hard to justify as a jack lure, but God, when they work that well, and just because they're so small and they're different, early season, like I said, they're a real go-to lure when the bite's a little bit slower. So that's the Diawa Double Clutch 75 SP. An amazing lure with just great attention to detail.